Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to Meridian Springs. And today we are continuing a build that we started on stream, and this is a giant lemur habitat, and it's actually built on like the side of this mountain, or I guess you'd call it more of like a plateau. But yeah, we started this on stream. We were kind of thinking about like our next habitat, you know, and like where we wanted it to go. And I was looking at it, and it kind of, the way that I terraformed the terrain actually looked like it kind of had spots for like a natural spot for like paths or whatever. And as I started putting paths around, and I was like, you know what, it actually works. Like I had to do very little terraforming to get the path to fit up there. So what we did is we have this giant habitat that literally surrounds the entire plateau, and then we have all three types of lemurs in the habitat. So if you guys know, for Planet Zoo's 2nd anniversary that just happened recently, they gave us a new animal, which is the black and white ruffed lemur. So yeah, now we have the ring-tailed lemurs, we have the red ruffed lemurs, and now the black and white ruffed lemurs. So I was like, you know what, let's just put all three of them in here. It's a giant habitat. There'll be plenty of room for them to run around. You can see a couple of the black ruffed lemurs there, but yeah, it was pretty cool because, like I said, the way that I had just terraformed the terrain, the paths fit there nicely. I did all these like kind of like little rope, I don't know, bridges or whatever you want to call them, for the lemurs to climb around on, because they obviously like lots of stuff to climb around on. There's also like, they have the trees and rocks and stuff, so there's a lot for them to climb on. One of my favorite features is actually the waterfall there, and the bridge that goes over it. And I like it because it kind of thinking like real world logistically, you know, they'd be like, well, it's going to cost too much money to terraform the terrain so that we can place a path here, so we're just going to build a bridge instead and have it go over the waterfall. So that's what I did, and I think it turned out really cool. Doing like a little fence work here, and you know, just making sure that the guests don't wander off, because it is pretty high up, so you got to think a little bit of the guest safety. And then here, just using, you know, just a handful of like groups of rocks to kind of shape the terrain a little bit and make it look a little bit more rocky and craggy and all that stuff. This back part of the plateau here, even though it is inside the habitat, the lemurs actually cannot traverse back there, and that wasn't really intentional. It was just kind of the way it turned out. But I'm actually kind of okay with that, because the guests can't go back there either. There's no path there, so it kind of works that the lemurs really can only go to the other side of the plateau where the path is. So that way, you know, guests aren't like walking through and they're like, where are all the lemurs? And it's like, oh, they're on the other side of the plateau there. But yeah, I love using these like these are the faux rocks. I love using them as almost like riverbed rocks, or whatever you want to call them, and then just kind of putting a few like plants and stuff kind of sticking out. I always think it's just a really cool effect in my opinion. And then here's like just more of these like little rope crossings that I kind of put everywhere. I don't think it's in the time lapse, but I actually ended up putting to the left there like a big old building that the lemurs can actually go inside and use as like a little bit of a shelter if they need it. I don't recall if lemurs require a hard shelter. I don't think that they do, but it's there for them if they want to use it. It's like I said, it's covered. And I did like the little animated like wheel, that, you know, like spinning wheel for the water and stuff, just to add a little extra, you know, kind of detail and bring in the that Horizon Zero Dawn theme. into the habitat. But I think this should about do it for the time lapse. So let's go ahead and jump in and we'll check out the gigantic lemur habitat. And here we are, we're in the completed lemur habitat, and I just think it looks really cool. I'm happy with how it turned out. So there's the building there. I said I had added for them as a just as a little like kind of covered shelter for them. Like I said, I don't remember if they actually require one, but they have one just in case. Also added, you know, some little platforms up here for them to come hang out on. Like I said, they have these little rope crossings everywhere so that they can get to the different levels of the habitat. You can see we've got one that goes there, and we've got one that goes down there. We've got one that goes over here, so if they want to come over to this little tree, they've got a couple enrichment items there to hang out and play with. Got a little ring-tailed lemur there. So yeah, I just think it'd be really cool as a guest. Like, you know, you come up this way. So this is the actual gate, as you all know. I've got a little stay on path. It should be stay on the path sign there for the guests to make sure, you know, don't wander off, because you are on the side of a mountain basically. And here's the bridge that goes over the waterfall. Like I said, I think it looks really cool. Would definitely probably get splashed by the water there, but you know, it's totally worth it. And then there's the view looking down. So it's a pretty cool view. Yeah, it's the guests, you just kind of wander around, look at everything. We've got a little area up here, which if we ever open this zoo to guests, I don't know that they would ever come up to this little area, but we do have the education board up here for the red-ruffed lemurs, and you might have seen the other one. So we do have an education board for all three lemurs. So we've got the ring-tailed there. You just saw the red-ruffed lemur, and then there's the new black and white ruffed lemur. So yeah, we got the education boards for them. I always just love watching the lemurs just run around everywhere. And then here is the one of the little seating areas I told you about. The lemurs, they actually use this more to get up here, which I guess makes sense because it's probably the more direct route. They do use this, but like I said, they don't use it as much, because I think just the way the game works, kind of same with guests. They take, you know, the most direct route to wherever they're going. It could maybe if we move this over on this side, that might change how they get up here. They may use it more than that. I'm not really sure, but this is kind of like the little main area down here. So the keepers and the vets and everything, they come down here. I did add, because this was like a pretty steep incline right there, I just added some boards here to kind of make it like, just to kind of add like some little rustic looking steps for the keepers. So when they do go up here, because they do walk up there, because we do have some like enrichment feeders up here. The other thing I was thinking about is we could maybe put a regular feeder up here somewhere. I don't know if that would make any difference as far as like how much the lemurs come up here. They do come up here quite a bit. They hang out in this spot an awful lot. So if you were here as a guest, that would actually work out really well, because they hang out on this part of the path really frequently, or a lot. But yeah, so that's the elevated seating. And then like I said, we do have, I literally just copied the pieces and put it over here, but like I said, this one is outside of the habitat. So pretty happy with that. Like I said, the waterfall, I love doing these like waterfalls where it like splits, you know. I don't know why, I just think it's a really cool effect. And let's see, so we also have, I figured this habitat is so big, probably going to need its own dedicated staff. So this is actually the staff building here. And again, I tried to just theme it to the Horizon Zero Dawn theme. I haven't done any of the details around it, obviously, because we don't know what's going to be over here yet. But this obviously, like, around it still needs a lot of detail. And, you know, this is obviously the exit to the lemur habitat, so this has to go out somewhere. We haven't made that decision yet, but maybe that'll be the next thing we talk about on stream. As you guys know, I do stream over on Twitch every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Mondays, and Tuesdays. I kind of vary some of the games I play, but usually Saturdays are like the designated Planet Zoo Day, unless there's, like, you know, a big release or something that week. It's almost always Planet Zoo on Saturdays. So if you ever are interested, come in hanging out with us live and building. And, you know, I'm always asking for suggestions and feedback from chat. So, you know, that's your chance to kind of get your suggestions in there. But of course, if you don't want to join us or you can't for whatever reason, that's totally okay too. Don't be afraid to leave comments and suggestions in the YouTube comments, because I definitely, even though you may not be with us live when we're building, I still take those into account. So yeah, don't be afraid to leave your comments down below. And yeah, I think this is pretty much it for the habitat. It's looking really cool. Even from far away, I think it looks really cool, especially being that it's like it's on this like plateau, and it kind of towers over everything in the area. I think it'll be especially cool now if we keep this area flatter like this. It'll just be cool because it kind of just like I said, towers over. And, you know, if I don't know if we'll have a path down here. Probably will. You're a guest, you see that and you're like, wow, that's really cool. I'm gonna go over there and go check that out. But yeah, so the Meridian Springs is coming along. It's expanding, starting to look like a zoo. And man, as it's developing down here and it's getting like really full with the trees, I can definitely even see the Meridian area from Horizon Zero Dawn even more. If you're watching this for the first time, if you don't know, this zoo is inspired by there's a city in the game Horizon Zero Dawn called Meridian, and that's what this is. This is sort of the center of the zoo, and then we're gonna kind of build out the rest of the zoo around it down here. So that's kind of where we are with that. And I think it's a really fun idea. It's super unique. I don't think there's anybody else doing a Horizon Zero Dawn zoo in Planet Zoo. So this on my YouTube channel and over on Twitch are the only place you're gonna see those. So yeah, like I said, as always, be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below, because I would love to hear them, and what you think of this habitat in the zoo. And, you know, if there's any specific animals you would like to see us add to this zoo, let us know in the comments down below as well. So with that, I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.